And we're going to start. So, greetings of peace, love, and harmony. If you are part of my YouTube channel, then you know that catchphrase. It has been a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. I am here in Fort Worth, Texas, today to talk to you about the power of the tongue and the pen. But before I do that, I'm going to do a recap because we are doing a series, Building Your Spiritual War Chest. It's been a 4-part series, and we've talked about some really good, intentional things. The first conversation we had was about reconciling relationship with God and the power of prayer. And then we went on to have a conversation about okay, yep, so only 2 so far. And then we went on to have a conversation about Ori and Egun, basically your root and your crown chakra, and how they're connected to your highest self and your ancestors. And we did a really good healing space there. I really, really enjoyed it. If you did not get a chance to watch it, I do encourage you to go to it. In your root lives your ancestors, but also childhood trauma, your parental relationships. And I had a workbook that I haven't done anything with, but in that workbook, I walk people through an exercise in there that taught how to alchemize and transform trauma that may be living in your roots in real time. So that was fun. I thank y'all for watching that and tuning into that. Sean, I think you were here. And today, this is one of my most favorite topics. Power of the tongue and the pen. And so why is that? Because I've always been a writer, and I have not always had a great relationship with writing. As a child, when I was younger, I would write in my diary, but I would make up stories and make myself be more popular than I was, or just make up fantasies. As I grew older and I got more sad and depressed, the poetry I wrote was very sad and depressing. And I'll give an example of that and how I was able to transform it over time. But even when we get to the power of the tongue, which we don't talk about a lot in our community, we kind of need to though. Because like if we think about even the history of the tongue and how we as a people, like Black people, going back and looking at the civil rights movement or like the Black Panther movement, how we say we're in love with the struggle. The struggle is real. The struggle is that. Like if the struggle is real and it's like power to the struggle, we even used to say that. And we have all of these Black melanated people saying those words, the power of melanin, the power of the tongue, saying those words. What are we really invoking over ourselves and over our lineage and over our fights for freedom and liberation if we're putting all of these emphasis on struggle? And so it's just like even those things like that power of the tongue is that real. Um, it's like we don't need to give power to the struggle. We need to give power to liberation, power to love, power to those things. And even when the government on a global, national level, war on drugs, well, drugs are still here. Weapons of mass destruction or war against that is still there. Like, you know, Al Qaeda is still in full effect. Taliban is still in full effect. Everything is still in full effect. Everything that we war against is still in full effect. If we had a if we focus on love, if we focus our emphasis on that, then things won't be as hostile as we are making it to be. And then there are words that we use in our day-to-day life. And I know that there's some people who go to the extreme and they don't say they don't say good morning, great rising. They'll say hello. They may say greetings. I don't know who does that, but or grand rising. But it's like because morning, they associate with mourning, like sadness instead of good morning. Hello, hell, oh. Things of that nature. Some people take it to that extreme. Hello, I say. Hi, I say. But knowing even terrific, studying the etymology of words, even that means things. 'Cause terrific is closely associated with terrible and terrifying. So I had a terrific time Was that a good time? Like, so it's like, how are we using words to shape our lives and to, as writers, especially since we're here on Substack, when we put paper to pen, we put those energies when we're typing it out, what are we really saying and what energy are we really invoking in? So, I'm going to dive right into it. I have an example of a piece that I wrote in my depressing state, right? Um, Ironically, I'm going to read a piece from back in the day that I wrote when I had just left an emotional abusive relationship. And then I'm going to read a piece that I've written recently after leaving an emotionally abusive situation and showing you the growth of how I shed light on that situation instead of harping in the darkness. And then I'm going to leave time for y'all to do the same because I think that is important, essential. Greetings, Mara. So, I am going to And Mara, just to give you a breakdown, we're talking about the power of the tongue and the pen. And since we are all writers here, I'm speaking on how we have to be very intentional with our words. And what I'm about to do now is kind of walk us through an exercise. I'm glad you made it too. And I'm going to talk about how I'm going to give an example of a poem I wrote way back in my day. Um, After an emotionally abusive relationship, showing you the darkness that I was writing in and the curses that I was speaking over my life. And over time, how I learned to not write like that. So this is called Without Me. I sometimes feel like this world will be better off without me. My mama would cry her heart out, but she would eventually carry on without me. My family, they all hated me anyway. I guess they would have to find someone else to hate without me. My friends have other friends who are not me, so they would easily carry on without me. I have left no imprint on this world and have no idea why I'm here. And many people have come and gone, so I know that this world would keep on spinning without me. The only lover I've ever known, the closest we got was over the telephone, and he has already told me over and over that he could carry on without me. Why am I here? Why the fuck am I here? I've asked that question ever since I was a little girl. I prayed to God a billion times and still my little voice went unheard. So it's pretty clear to me that God placed me here so he could enjoy his heaven without me. And as you can see, I wrote in my depression state. There was no hope there. There was just full on depression. There was no like thought to even try to get out to acclimatize the energy. I was just writing sadness and darkness. These were written, but damn. It was just sadness and darkness. But over time, I learned that life will have difficult moments, hard times, that they don't stop. But the way that I write and engage with them can shift and change. And so it went from that dark girl, I think I may have been 21. No, I was 23, 24 when I wrote that. Um, and then when I recently came out of a abusive relationship, I was able to focus on the sadness that I was feeling, acknowledge it, not act like it wasn't there like I did when I was a little girl writing in those notebooks, like, oh, my life is great and dandy. I was able to confront it, but also at the end, elevate it. And I want to show you that one. So it's called In 5 Minutes. I've had hurts before. My love ignored. I left my portal with no gatekeeper. I let anyone in, out of boredom, out of pain, out of rage. None deserved to see the worlds I could take them to. And as a result, my vessel is left damaged. The baggage was too heavy. The cargo banned. The pilot was unfit to travel. The crew left me desolate and shallow. We could have traveled anywhere in this space and time. Now my faint sounds of elation fill up this space. In time, I may get the lesson, but at what cost? By then, what would I have lost? My body has already been sacrificed. My mind was weakened from the start. That's how I ended up here. It's coming for my soul now. How long can I keep up these cinematic performances? Rome could not be built in a day, but I've built egos just as vast as that city in less than 5 minutes. He's doing all this pressing, but can't seem to find my button. I'm doing all this performing, but can't seem to rest to receive loyals. There are people who walk this earth standing taller because of me, and I have nothing to show for it. I am a person who walks this earth feeling small because of me. And now I must deal with the consequence. If I have allowed myself to be driven to the pits of hell, then it must mean I have what it takes to reach heaven. Rome may not have been built in a day, but I can begin to mend the walls of my broken ego. I can give myself less harassment and more forgiveness in 5 minutes. So, with that one, I was able to address the heartache, address the darkness that I was feeling, because, you can't change the depths of your soul or can't make yourself be less emo. I'm just an emo type of person, but I can look at that emo person and bring light to it. And one thing that this winter solstice has brought up to me is that, like, there are some things that can only die. Like, they live in darkness, but they can only die if you visit it and bring light to it, right? And then many of us may be experiencing a lot of darkness right now, and it can only go away, not by ignoring it, but if we shed light on it. And I want us right now, Amira, I'm sorry, this is your first time on the live, but if you have a notebook or anything nearby, I want us right now to take 10 to 15 minutes to write about something that's dark in your life right now that you've been avoiding and not looking at. I told myself I was going to do breath work in the beginning of this. I'll make sure to do breath work right after this. Um, but to something that's dark that you're not looking at and bring light to it. Don't make it pretty and poetic and be like, oh, da, 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 da. No. As you can see in 5 minutes, I talked about me faking orgasms and making these men feel better than they were and saying all types of crazy stuff about giving my vessel to a bunch of people. I still confronted my darkness. I didn't make it pretty, but I was also brought light to it. And so I want y'all right now in this space, 10 to 15 minutes, to do that. Think of a situation that's dark in your life right now. I know I don't have to think hard. And bring light to it. Shed light on it. Confront it and allow your light to kill it. So I will play music. And the time begins now. Thank you.
Oh, Siama. Oh, Siama.
4 more minutes. How's everybody doing? Thank you. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's finish. How was it for you, Mara? Gosh, hey, I love that. I love that. I'm gonna read what Jackie wrote. My light brought me back home to myself, just as a lighthouse should. I was born in my light, and I'm no longer allowing anyone to dim my light now. Mm, mm, mm. Yes. This little light of mine. You know, I love that song when we were young. Okay, Shaw, you got you an affirmation. I love it. But that song when we were young, of course, I think because I didn't grow up in the church, I was a heathen. My first my first time hearing it was in What Love's Got to Do with It, the name of it, with Tina Turner and Ike. And hearing her sing that song, this little light on mine, I'm gonna let it shine. But it's so simple, but it's so powerful. Because we really do, like, so many things in life can convince us to stop shining our light. So thank you, Jackie, for that reminder. All right, let me turn this music off. I think that this was a good prompt for me too. As I'm not sure if y'all saw me, but I was writing as well because I was like, listen, I got some things to shine a light on as well. And I wanted to show and just read it, do one in real time. So I'm gonna read what I wrote. Um, it's not lengthy, but here we go. Lies, they've told a dozen. Fears and aversions, I have more than a couple. They say I've lost my mind, I've gone psychotic. All because I stopped tuning in to their regularly scheduled program. You know the one where the narcissists always win, where the good intentioned girl breaks her back to fit in, where the friends of the antagonist rally against anyone who raises an imposing voice. You know the show with the stupid girl who never says no. She never complains or voices her concerns. In fact, if she's uncomfortable, the viewers that watch it would never know. She's quiet and humble, so she must be sane, right? But they're leeching off her power and stealing her light. She must be in so much pain, right? I was flipping through channels the other day and I failed to see her. She was the butt of every joke, every example of something that's wrong. Without her, the failed to keep up with the plot. I've been sitting here for days in the dark. I go towards the light. Oh, without her, they failed to keep up with the plot. But then it hits me. that I've been sitting here for days in the dark. I go towards the light and walk past the mirror, and there I see the girl who's on the verge of losing her spark. I call out to her, but I've also lost my voice. I turn on the light for a better look. It began to brush off the years of self neglect. I stand there in the mirror, in the light, and I allow myself to reflect. So that was what I wrote. And as you can see, again, it looks at the darkness in a whole light. And it also looks at, and it brings light to it as well. Like I'm ending that one, I chose to end as some literal light. You didn't have to, if you didn't want to be that literal, you didn't have to. But that's how I chose to end it. And for me, I've always used poetry to thank you. I've always used poetry to, in the beginning, to curse myself and to hate myself. It was my self-loathing mechanism. And in my memoir, I'm writing in the first part of my book, it's a lot of sad poems. Beautifully written, like Jackie said, but very sad and very depressing and no hope. And as I learned my journey, how to alchemize my voice and use my talent as a tool of alchemy, when I write poetry, I'm naturally doing that. Like I can look at the darkness that's happening right now and then bring light to it. And so as we oh yes, that's a good idea. Mary and Sean, can you share a line from what y'all wrote? But yeah, but like as y'all while y'all are typing in, how do you I want that's what thing I want everyone to do. Like when you're writing, or if you're feeling down and you're like, I don't feel like writing, begin to write down the negative that you're feeling. It doesn't have to be in a poetry form, but begin to write it down, and then in that with that same pen, that same on that same paper, begin to bring light on it. Begin to elevate it and alchemize it. That's the type of work I love to do. And that's also the type of work I'm going to be doing in one of the workshops that I have. We're starting in February. I'll give more information as it drops, but I do have a cohort that will be starting that I'm really excited about. And it'll only be $300. And there is a payment plan if you sign up before January 15th. And I know it will be beautiful. We'll be learning how to do some transformational healing through writing and also studying the moon phases as well. Learning how to manifest and release with the moon. And as Jackie says, as we prepare for the new year, the real new year with the seasons. So I'm excited for that. Um, you can go to my website, mandysamosi.com, and see a breakdown of that. I have the weeks already lined up of what we'll be doing, but it's going to be a beautiful experience. And I'm really excited about it. And I'm still waiting for Sean and Merrick to write to tell us what they put in. Okay, here goes Sean. Sean says, look at you now, stepping into your own light, burning the cords that choked your wings, disabling your flight. Oh my God. Come on. Mm-hmm. Mm. Come on now. Because birds not afraid to fly, to get close to the light, but the things that aren't used to the light for sure will get burnt off. That was good. That was juicy. That was juicy. That was real good. Mary, we waiting on you. Mine is unalchemized. Well, this is a healing space. That is what healing spaces are for. So we can help you. That's what we're here for. when you stand next to people who are in their light, they're gonna help you ignite yours as well. Unless you don't wanna share, I don't wanna force you if you don't wanna share. I want to honor everybody's, parameters and limitations. And while Mara decides if she wants to share or not, I'm gonna talk about what's to come for next week's live. Next week, we're gonna be talking about it'll be the final series in this one, building your spiritual war chest. It will not be the ending of this of my lives. I will still come on live, but the topic will change. Next week, we're gonna talk about spiritual hygiene and protecting yourself. And again, some of these topics are will be gone into much more depth in the cohort. Mara says, I'm just smart enough to brace at the torture, but not jump out of the cursed ship, even though my dreams of drowning with undead mermaids ready to thread into stories. Sorry. What do you mean you're sorry? I'm just smart. Oh, sorry. Hold on. I messed up. I'm just smart enough to brace at the torture, but not jump out of the cursed ship, even though my dreams of drowning with undead mermaids ready to thread into stories. Is the ready to thread into stories a part of that, right? Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, I like the basis of this. I like the cursed ship and the mermaid allergies because, mermaids love a good ship. um, I'm just smart enough to brace at the torture, but not jump out. Drowning with the mermaid. So I do feel like already you're on the space to alchemy. Like you're there. You just need a tad bit more time to get to the alchemy. Because you talk about you can look at it like you're smart enough to brace at the torture, but not jump out of the cursed ship. So you can look at it, you can brace the torture, you know that it's happening, so you have the awareness. But right now, it's at least in this section of the story, you just haven't done anything to do about the quote unquote cursedness. Oh, thread into sorry. Ooh, that's deep. Oh, read it to thread into stories. Oh, no, threaded to sorry was deep too, though. Threaded to stories. Yeah. So I think that you just have to keep going with this. Like, don't allow your poem to end here. Like, write about yourself building up the courage to jump off the ship and become a mermaid who kills the torturers. Yeah, I really like threading to sorry. No, it doesn't have to be a poem. It can be whatever you want it to be. I just use poetry because that's how I write. I don't know how to if you give me a um exactly. If you give me a prompt, I'm going to do poetry. But if you get a prompt, do whatever you feel you need to. Um, okay. So, like I said, next week we're going to do spiritual hygiene and protecting yourself because that's really the last portion of building your spiritual war chest. Like it's the foundation, I would say. Um, lemon drop is dropping. I really need you to send me one of those in the mail. I've never heard of that before, but but yes. And so, like, in that, like I said, in the workshop, I'll go into more depth in terms of like the different types of cleansing herbs, because it's not just sage or Palo Santo. I love Palo Santo, but I'll break down why I don't use sage, or why I don't advise sage for certain things, I'll say, and give alternatives as well. Because there are a lot of cleansing herbs that come from the diaspora, Africa, that we don't use, that we don't know of. So I'll be breaking down those during next week's live. I'll probably give one example, but during the workshop, I have more in-depth stuff. But back to here. I love y'all's prompts. I love the chatter that we're having in the chat. What I want to do now, so that to close this out, because I don't want to keep us for too long. It's been a long day for me. I want to just ground us out in breath work. And I won't do the singing bowl, but I'm going to just ground us out in breath work to really allow us to look at what we wrote about today and release it with our breath. So get in a comfortable position, space that's comfortable for you. You can lie down, be in a chair, doesn't matter. Anything that's comfortable for you. And I want you to begin to just observe your breath. Observe your body, any sensation that happens in your body. If there's an itch, just observe it. It will not last there forever. Just observe it. If there's a tingling sensation, observe it. As you just focus on your breath. Bring your attention and your awareness strictly to your breath. The things that we experience in life, they live in our bodies. The sensations, the tingling sensations, burning sensations, itching sensations are all communications, all energies that are living in our body that need to be released. And we release them by simply observing them. Don't react. Even if it's a good sensation, don't crave it. If it's a bad sensation of pain, do not avert it. Just observe it. As you just focus on your breath. If you have a thought that comes in mind, because there's also a sensation, observe it. I wonder how long this thought will last. I wonder how long this itching sensation will last. I wonder how long this pain will last. Observe it. Don't talk to it. Don't communicate with it. Don't engage with it. Just observe. Now allow your attention to go to the top of your head and observe any sensations there, any thoughts there. Come around to the forehead until they observe any sensations. Observe the thoughts. Your eyebrows, your earlobes, your cheeks, your eyelids, and your nose. Observe your lips, chin, observe and bring your attention to your neck, front of your neck, the sides of your neck, the back of your neck. Sometimes you can feel a heat sensation or a cool sensation. Just observe. You may even begin to sweat. That is a sensation. Just observe. Your shoulders, your armpits, your upper arms, your elbow, and the way down to your fingertips. Just observe. And go to your chest. Observe if there are any tensions there, any blockage there, any sensations there. Thank you for coming. Observe as you go down to your stomach, around to your back, down your spine. Observe your thighs. Just take note. If you feel a sensation anywhere else, just take a mental note. As you go down to your knees and your shin, to the tip of your toes. Just observe. The sensations we feel in our body are sensations leaving our body. Pain, the things that we just processed, the things that were happening in our life that we're conscious of, that we're unconscious of, is that leaving the body. You can begin to bring yourself back. Open your eyes. Wiggle your toes and your fingers if need to. Scratch if you need to scratch somewhere. How was that for everyone? Good. Well, Cleanse your energy. Oh, Ashe. That was a Vipassana meditation, very quick one. It's one of my favorite forms of meditation. But I am going to leave y'all be. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We'll be here every Monday at 6 p.m. and every Sunday at 12 p.m. for paid subscribers. And there is a 7-day trial going on right now. Peace and love. Thank you.